I'm going to open up the Township of Hamilton Committee meeting for Monday, May 5th, 2025. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. Who's going to stand for the flag salute, please? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by transmitting notice of this meeting to the press of Atlantic City, the Star Ledger, and the Atlantic County Record on January the 8th, 2025. Mr. Cheek?
Here.
Dr. Nelson?
Here.
Mr. Vitale?
Here.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Here.
Mayor Schenker?
Here. Can we have a moment of silence for private reflection, please? Thank you. I'm going to move things around here a little bit. We have additions and deletions of late agenda items to be considered for action tonight. Our additions are HPC Historic Property Recognition. All right. You say tomato, I say tomato. Yeah. 205 Eghorn Terrace, David and Janice Miller. 6016 Main Street, Michael Colazzo. What's your pleasure?
Move to add them.
Second.
A motion, second. Any questions, concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. So we will move right into that. See how I do that? So we'll start with Mr. Michael Colazzo. He's the owner of 616 Main Street. It's formerly known as 2628 Main Street and is a 5-bay wide, 6-bay deep frame dwelling construction circa 1905. Additions were added to enlarge the building around 1980. The building appears on the 1906 Sanborn map as a 3-story building with a porch on its primary elevation is labeled the Ramini Mills Company, a towel factory. Character-defining elements of the dwelling include massing front gable roof, storefront system, and second floor porch. Personally, I want to say thank you because you've put a lot of work and time to create a business there that isn't the norm business to be there, and it turned out really well.
First, I would thank everybody for acknowledging it. A lot of people I have to thank. My staff who are here with me, my inspiration, my son. 16 years I started the business, and he was the inspiration behind it, more importantly. My wife and I bought the building. We didn't even know what we were going to do with it. We had a site at Festival Mall that was thriving. We saw that the building was empty and falling apart. We bought it without even a plan. So, fast forward, it's now a health club. And, they say to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to be one of two things. You have to be extremely passionate or crazy. And fortunately for me, I'm both. So it worked out. We're grateful. Honestly, the credit goes to just a community that has supported us. It wouldn't have happened. And I even want to take it as far as the people in this room. See Teresa, all the people who work here who probably don't get their flowers on a daily basis. Warrant and Inspections Office, a lot of questions when you try to rehab a building that old. A lot of things that had to happen. So, Rita, everyone here, I used to spend a lot of time here just asking, even even Renee at the tax office. I wasn't sure of it all that went down, but a lot of people had their hand in it, my staff, my family, more importantly. I want to thank Cheryl for even acknowledging it and trying to keep our Main Street. I still believe in it, and I hope that others follow. I think it has a lot of not only great qualities, but deserves the attention, and I hope that you all recognize it and support the businesses that are there, because without the support, we won't be there. So thank you for those who have supported us, have come and visit. If you haven't seen the renovations, we went down. You're welcome to stop in, take a tour. Peggy, who was once one of yours, is now mine. Come visit her. Maybe you can have her back. That's my favorite. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much.
All my pictures, I can see. It all went away when I took them off. Are they here? David, Janice Miller. I don't see them here, but I'm going to read this anyway. This is very important. You know, there's a lot of time spent in maintaining homes and businesses like this. Anybody who's done this before realizes that it is difficult because of, like Mike said, how old they are and how much work and time it takes to do this. David and Janice Miller are the owners of 205 Acorn Terrace. It's a 2-story tall, 3-bay wide, 2-bay deep frame dwelling constructed circa 1930. It is an example of the Dutch colonial revival style. Character-defining elements include massing gramble roof, porch with a Tuscan columns, and an arch half-circle windows. Like I said, this takes a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy, and we appreciate what they have done, and we'll make sure that this gets to them. Okay? Thank you. Can we give them a round of applause? Mayor. Mayor Percy. Come on down, brother. You guys like to come down? Got their glasses already. Okay? I don't know about me. You're doing better than I am. So, you turn around so people see you. So for those of you who don't know, this sidewalks. He's right. So for those of you who don't know, and probably nobody in this room doesn't know Jack Percy. Jack Percy was the mayor for quite a few years. More importantly, he has served the township for how many, 50?
I started in 1965, I think.
I was 3 years old at the time. Anyway, that's how long he's been involved with the township, doing things for the township, very dedicated member. And we all know him and love him on the planning board as the guy who runs sidewalks. So we are going to dedicate a street to Mayor Percy.
Does it have a sidewalk?
That's the street we're going to dedicate is Park Road, because we just did all the sidewalks on Park Road. Oh, I know. He carries a gun too. Do you know that?
I know.
So
He doesn't know what I got in my back
the last
pocket.
time we did this, we gave you a proclamation, so we didn't want to do this again. So tonight we got you a shirt that's Hamilton of Township of Hamilton, former mayor.
Oh, thank you.
All right, you have been an influence to a lot of people in this town, including myself. When I became mayor the first time a few years back, you were very helpful to me in understanding what it took to be a good mayor. So thank you very much on a personal level.
I remember asking you if you wanted to serve out in the parking lot. I said,
Yeah.
"You would?" No, I got too much.
Yeah, yeah. And then you asked me if I was crazy after I said yes, right?
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much. If you'd like to say a few words, the microphone.
Now, no one ever did that to me before, you know, because they know what, you know, I stand here and I can go on and on.
That's okay.
Well, you know, there's one person who really influenced me to get involved. His name was Harry Denmead. I went to school out of state. I went to Drexel in Philadelphia. But I would come down sometimes when we had time off. And our old town hall was the old firehouse. And in the back of the firehouse was a little office with a tax collector, and his name was Henry W. Denby. And he, just offhanded, we were talking one day, and he says, you know, he says, what is it with you guys who go to college from here, and then you go someplace else to get a job? But why don't you come back here to the town? It didn't make a lot of sense at the time, but as the more I thought about it, it made a lot of sense. Why don't you bring back to the town what someplace else may have given to you? Philadelphia. We lived in Philadelphia. Were you born? You weren't born in Philadelphia, were you? You weren't born in Philadelphia. Those are two of my daughters. I have to admit those two of my daughters. But Karen was born in Philadelphia. And she moved to Florida. Linda is still here, but she was not. She was born after that. You know, she was after. Now, between Karen and Linda, there was a house. We had to have a place to live. But I'm a native of Hamilton Township of Hamilton. My parents moved here in 1932, I guess it was. 33. So I've got a few years under my in the highway. But Harry Denmead influenced me quite a bit. He said, why don't you come back to the town and give back to the town what you got from the town? Well, I went to grammar school here. Sitting over there on a little plywood on the windows. Nobody's doing anything with it. That's where I went to grammar school. And there were 2 years of high school at the time. And I would have gone to high school in Hamilton Township. But no, they closed the high school that same year that I graduated from 8th grade. So you had the option of going to Egg Harbor or Pleasantville. Well, I live a mile outside of Egg Harbor. Why would I go to Pleasantville to go to high school? So I decided to go to high school in Egg Harbor. Because if I missed the bus, I could always hitchhike into Egg Harbor. And we had I forget what her name was, Mrs. Fagan. Esther Fagan. She was our vocal teacher, and she had no voice herself. She had the worst voice in town. But every once in a while I'd miss the bus and hitchhike, and she'd pick me up, and we would go in that coupe. She had a coupe. And we would go roaring into Egg Harbor. She said, I'm only going as far as Philadelphia. I said, that's okay with me. And I'd have to walk to the high school. But, you know, growing up in this town was really a pleasure. I remember going over along the lake, there used to be a civic hall. Olympic Avenue, it used to be a civic hall. You'd go there for dances and stuff like that. I didn't join the Boy Scout troop. I joined the Boy Scout troop in Egg Harbor. But just to living here in this town with all the people around, it really is nice. Wouldn't want to be any other place. And have Steve as an opponent. Oh God, here he comes again. But there's a guy who's always prepared. When he comes to the meeting, he's always prepared for whatever he wants to do, and we always appreciated that. It wasn't no stumbling around. So I've known a lot of folks in this town all my life. I don't know of any other place that I could have grown up that would not have honored me in such a way. And Park Road, brand new sidewalk, Steve. Brand new sidewalk. I looked at that sidewalk and said, where did that come from? Sidewalk Jack struck again. No. Oh, Lord, over that. But it's been a pleasure to serve the township in all these years. Loved doing the planning board stuff. Served on the governing body for 12 years, there a couple of times. Thank you to the people for giving me that honor. It's nothing that, I worked for it, and I'm very thankful that they supported me in the time that I had on the governing body. And I know what the pains are. Because I've had the same pains and heard the same stories over and over and over again. And just thank you to all the people who come out and supported all our efforts with the things that we've done for this municipality. We may ask for certain things from certain developers, but we only ask for those things that we know will make this a better community, a better place to live. And that's the whole goal of our whole system. And again, grew up here, native of Laureldale, moved only a mile away from where I grew up. Grew up on Route 50 when it was a concrete highway, 2 lanes. And I remember State Police, they used to ride motorcycles then. They used to ride motorcycles. Now, I wasn't here when they were riding horses. Now, get smart. Includes you.
Well, thank you, Jack. We're the lucky ones. We're the ones that are honored to have you and all the things you did for the town. You're a rare commodity. It's been here for a long time, and we appreciate it.
They said I've been rare, but for other reasons, you know. So,
We won't get into that.
yeah, I know.
Whatever you do, don't speed. She'll call your mom.
25 miles an hour. Now, one person I forgot to mention, and that's our administrator.
Thank you. Okay. What do you want to do now? I'm with you.
I like the way you think.
Yeah. Let's move on to early public comment on agenda items, excluding items listed for public hearings.
We have no one signed up.
Okay, perfect. Let's move on to number 3, discussions. Formal action may be taken. Tonight we have a presentation for Delilah Road, BHPO, which used to be Zabers, prospective redevelopment project. Steve?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the Township Committee. Steve Nemad of Nemad, Davis, and Goldstein, appearing on behalf of my client, who is seated to my left. My client is 4119 Black Horse LLC. Here this evening, the person is the inspector. And it's an honor to be here tonight on an evening where such honors are bestowed on so many deserving citizens, particularly Jack Percy, for all the work he's done, largely on a volunteer basis for decades and decades. I've been practicing law this year 50 years. I don't know that I've ever seen somebody devote as a volunteer to this community the time that this gentleman devoted on a volunteer basis for such an extended period of time. I started in this township in 1975, appearing before your boards and agencies. Jack was here then. He preceded that, as you noted, and it's just an honor to be on the same agenda as a gentleman like Jack. Jack, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
I just wanted to say that we're here this evening with respect to a redevelopment initiative. Dan and his investors, his company, are the contract purchasers of a property that I thought would have been redeveloped a long time ago. I'm going to date myself here because in 1991, I worked on the relocation of Delilah Road and the Black Horse Pike. It used to come in at an obtuse intersection where Zabers was, and I worked with the county for 3 years on the redesign of the intersection as you see it today. My client has under agreement the area you see to my right that's shaded with a conceptual site plan. It is approximately 41 acres, and it is only that undertaking that I worked on with the county in 1991 that allowed for that site to be developed. Originally, it was one site, and a larger site was. This site was 41 acres, and the site next door, it's owned by Group 1 Auto. That's 30 acres. We hope that this initiative will prompt that site to also be redeveloped as well. Our site is zone design commercial. As many of you know, design commercial is perhaps the most intensive zoning district in your zoning scheme. Maybe regional commercial might be a little bit more, but it's very intensive commercial zone. What we intend to do is work with your community to redevelop the site with a redevelopment plan. We've appeared before your your development review committee, your professionals. Prior to this evening, we've appeared before your redevelopment committee. Mr. Goodman has been, Robert has been excellent in working us through and showing us the way, even though I've done this 1 or 2 times before. But he's just done a yeoman's job in trying to spearhead economic development in your community. What my client seeks to do is develop a mix at this site, which is obvious, commercial along the frontage, commercial in the form of a convenience store on the corner, a self-storage facility. When I say self-storage, I mean the second generation self-storage. By that I mean not the old ones where they were 1 story and they look like jail cells, but the newer ones that are 3 stories and they look like nice looking office buildings, and they're significant ratables. Also 1 small quick service restaurant. And behind that, an age restricted, well designed community. We're working with Ryan Homes right now, and this is only the beginning of that process, as you may know. I know that Redevelopment Council is here. Emily Gibbons, I've worked with Emily and her firm many times on redevelopment proposals throughout New Jersey. I know the ropes. We look forward to working with Emily. And I might mention that, as you may know, Mayor and members of the governing body, the first step in adopting a redevelopment plan is declaring a site either in need of rehabilitation or in need of redevelopment. This site has already been declared in need of both. So the first hurdle to getting a redevelopment plan adopted for this site has already been surpassed, which signals clearly that not only this administration, but all prior administrations, I think, Mayor, when you were even in your earlier administration, one of those initiatives was passed to declare need of redevelopment. So what we would work on is only the second half of the redevelopment plan. It's not necessarily half by percentage, but the second part. And that is developing a redevelopment plan, negotiating a redevelopment agreement. I've worked with Emily and the firm before. I have with us our civil engineer, Joe Odenheimer, our planner, Adam Warburton. They're with a prestigious design firm, Collier's Design. They do work all throughout New Jersey. They look forward to bringing their talents to this site. I've worked with the firm. They've worked on some of the largest initiatives, development initiatives in the state. And I know that this township is desirous of being progressive. I know what's coming in other locales. I know that it's going to spell positive fiscal impact for this town and all of its taxpayers. And all of the tax rate is going to be benefited by the positive fiscal impact this development will ultimately have. It's age-restricted housing. There are no school children that are being proposed. There's commercial development where it should be along the Black Horse Pike and Delilah Road frontage of the site. We will tie in the marginal connector roadway to the next site as we have done on all sites along the Black Horse Pike. Indeed, Hamilton Township was way above its time when its 1983 master plan required the development of marginal access roadways, and they've worked phenomenally well. Just witness Volunteer Way and all the connecting roads on the south side of the pike. We're on the north side of the pike, and when I worked on Carmax just a couple years ago, that put in a leg too. So we're going to put that in, but we're just now talking about working on the first step in this, and that is to negotiate a redevelopment plan and be named conditional redeveloper while we can do that with your redevelopment council. If there's any questions of my client, our civil engineer Joe Odenheimer, our planner Adam Warburton, we'd be happy to answer. We're looking forward eagerly to working with this administration and the professionals. You're all very progressive in small pieces in wanting to move forward with initiatives that help the taxpayers of this community, and we look forward to being a part of that and an active part of it. So if there's any questions, Mayor or committee folks, I'd be happy to answer.
Committee, have any questions?
I'm fine.
Looks like a pretty good plan. I agree that property has sat vacant for many, many, many years. And, we're starting to see some progression in some areas, and this is what we've been working on and what we've been trying to do. So we welcome the opportunity to work with you.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that when I appeared before one of the redevelopment committee, Aileen Diggs pointed out that there is a sewer line that serves the FAA going through here. And I scratched my head because our title report was pretty clean, except for that. And I went back and my client found in the records 1991 agreement I had drawn with the FAA, which says that we have the right to relocate that sewer line. And that is, I didn't find it. Adam McGann came across it. I had drawn it up in 1991. I forgot about it. I don't know if I was going to go back that far. But everything is in place. The land is predominantly high and dry. It's a regional growth area in terms of pine lands. And it just has all the positive attributes of sending a signal to the site next door and land surrounding it, what's happening not too far down the road, as to good things are happening in your town. We look forward to working with
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
Mr. Neiman, I have
always-
a question.
Go
Mr.
ahead,
Mayor.
Rich.
Redevelopment, I should know this, former chair of the planning board, is that the 5-year tax abatement or up to 30 negotiable?
As your redevelopment council well knows, there are two types of redevelopment statutes, a short-term and a long-term.
Yes,
A 5-year and another one can be up to 30 years.
Yes.
Actually, I think 40, actually. There are two types. We have to look at all that and discuss all that. While that's part of what we have to negotiate on. So I know
Okay.
you have a 5-year abatement, for example, when we did the CarMax down the
Right.
street. they
Yeah.
did a 5-year,
yeah,
just recently. So But Emily and I will be discussing all of those.
Okay.
And that'll all be part of the redevelopment agreement.
Yes.
If we get that far. Okay. Any other questions? If there's no other questions, we have a resolution appointing conditional redeveloper and authorizing execution of an escrow agreement.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are any questions, comments? Hearing none. Rita, let's do a roll call on this, please.
Sure. Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes,
All yes and carried.
thank you, and welcome. Yep, looking forward to it. Okay, let's move on. Number 4, public hearing, adoption of ordinances. A, ordinance 2099-2025, an ordinance amend ordinance 1346-99 as amended, title, an ordinance implementing the Emergency Services Volunteer Length of Service Award Program, which is also known as LOSAP, pursuant to New Jersey NJSA 40A 14-183, to replace the LOSAP point system for firefighters set forth in Exhibit A, attached in Ordinance 1349-99, and to adopt and establish a new point system for our volunteer firefighters to be identified as Exhibit A-1-2025. This is a public hearing. Would anybody in the public like to speak?
Move to close public.
We have a motion to close public portion.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The chair will recognize an adoption to this ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we do a roll call vote for this, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Thank you. B, ordinance 2100-2025, an ordinance to vacate a portion of an avenue of the Pines described in Mates and Bounds, by Mates and Bounds, and located in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, New Jersey. This is part of the new development out on, is that Bears Head Road?
Bears Head Road, yes.
So it's a necessary, the road that went nowhere. This is a public hearing. Anybody in the public like to speak?
Motion to close?
Second.
We have a motion to close, a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The chair will entertain adoption of this ordinance.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, read a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes,
All yes and adopted.
thank you. C, ordinance 2101-2025, an ordinance amending Chapter 102, Section 6 of the Code of Township of Hamilton regarding hours of operation. This is for liquor licensed businesses. This is a public hearing. Would anybody in the public like to speak?
Move to close public.
We have a
Second.
motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The chair will accept an adoption to this ordinance.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second, any questions, comments? Hearing none. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes,
All yes and adopted.
thank you. 5, introduction of ordinances. Public hearing to be held on May 19th, 2025. A, ordinance 2102-2025, an ordinance authorizing the sale of Lot 8 in Block 343. It's 1342 Nashville Avenue, as shown on the tax map of Township of Hamilton, and granting the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same right of prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, and the State of New Jersey.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. Can we voice vote? Roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and introduced.
B, ordinance 2103-2025, an ordinance authorizing the sale of Lot 16, Block 343, Melvin Newton Boulevard, as shown on the tax map of Township of Hamilton, and granting to the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same right of first refusal. Such land in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, and State of New Jersey. We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions or comments? Rita, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and introduced.
Thank you. C, ordinance 2104-2025. An ordinance 2104-25, an ordinance amending the Article 2, Attachment A of Chapter 66, Section 4 of Chapter 70 of the Code of Hamilton Township, and the ordinance number 2026-2023 to transfer oversight authority of the fire administrator and the fire departments to the township administrator.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Abstain.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
4 yes, 1 abstention.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
could you take a breath and a sip of water?
Why, I'm good.
You've been reading a lot.
I'm good. Thanks. 6, awards, bids, contracts, and change orders. A, resolution award first-year extension for the police off-duty detail management system. RFP 24-2, an extra duty solutions, Shelton, Connecticut, in the amount of 8% of the administrative fee charged to the customers.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes. Abstain, yes.
Abstain.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
4 yes, 1 abstention. Motion carries.
Thank you. B, resolution increasing not to exceed amount of 2025 professional services contract for $15,000 to $35,000 for Eric Nolan Esquire of Serene, Edwards, Busick, and Nolan, Affordable Housing COA Special Litigation Counsel, funded by the Affordable Housing Trust.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
C, resolution awarding a professional services contract to Rehab Incorporated, Affordable Housing Administrative Agent, effective 5/5/25 through 5/4/26, not to exceed $15,000.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. D, resolution authorizing the purchase and installation of a Stryker power load cot mounting system upgrade for ambulance 112 from VCI Vehicle Specialist in the amount of $28,454.60.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We'll move on to number 7, consent agenda. Have A through D.
I'll motion A through D.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. 8, personnel. A, resolution to appoint Cove staff for the 2025 season, which will be 6/21/25 to 9/1/25. I'd like to have a motion based on the names as listed, and we'll do it all in one motion.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those, let's do a roll call vote, please. I'm sorry.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Okay, B, resolution appointing Michelle Mazzio as part-time clerk in the Department of Public Works at $20 an hour. Start date to be determined, contingent upon successful completion of physical and drug screen and background check.
So moved.
A motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any questions, comments? Rita, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. 9, we'll move on to approvals. A, minutes, regular meeting minutes of April 21st, 2025.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. B, minutes, executive session meeting minutes of April 21st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Rita, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Abstain.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
4 yes, 1 abstention, motion carries.
Minutes released, release of closed minutes, session minutes for April 21st, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Rita, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Abstain.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
4 yes, 1 abstention, motion
Okay.
carries.
We'll move on to the bills. We once again have a split bill, so we'll start with the first one. The amount is $27,922.85 to be paid to Charles Marandino.
So moved.
Motion,
Second.
we have a second. Any questions or concerns? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Abstain.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes,
4 yes, 1 abstention, motion carries.
thank you. We will do a motion for the remainder of the bills, which are $4,248,081.51.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Questions, comments? Hearing none. Rita, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Okay, 10, reports. Mr. Administrator?
I have nothing tonight.
Excellent. Mr. Solicitor?
Nothing to report, Mayor. Thank you.
Well said. Mr. Engineer?
Nothing to add to my report,
Oh my God, you guys are in sync tonight. It's good. D, Township Committee meeting, members. Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
If
I
you
have a
will.
report. I want to report that I attended the Atlantic County League of Municipalities last meeting in April until September. And it was a great meeting. It was in Absecon at Rapishi's Restaurant. And Councilman Jesse Kurtz from Atlantic City, he came. And he spoke on Title II of the ADA requirements for the state and local governments. And if you have more than 50,000 residents, you're required this year to make all of your meeting notes ADA compliant. All right. If you have less than 50,000 members, next year is the year that we have to make everything ADA compliant, which 11 years ago, he stated that 2 people sued Atlantic Cape Community College, and they sued them not for money, but for ADA compliance. So if someone was to come in here and they was disabled, they were blind or whatever, they should be able to look at the minutes and read everything, whether it's Braille or however we're going to do it. And that needs to be done, and we need to be compliant with that. It's not just being compliant with pushing the button to let people in. It's also being compliant to read everything that is going on in the township. So that was a very, very good and informative meeting, and I was glad to be there to represent Hamilton Township. I didn't make the ribbon cutting for Thistle and Ivy Thrift Shop, but I did go by there. And all of the proceeds are going to the Sunshine Foundation. I was very happy because a lot of good things are coming to Hamilton Township. As I've stated before, we were voted as one of the best towns to live in. So I'm real proud about that. And just to see all of the redevelopment and things that are happening here, you don't have to go anywhere else. We can go right here. We got a Brighter Shop. We got a thrift shop. We got Amazon coming. Now we have the new stuff at Zabers. So it's just wonderful, all of the things that are happening in Hamilton Township. And lastly, the Sustainable Green event was very, very well organized. I went to that. It was warm, but it was good. They gave out trees. They gave out compost containers. It was just really, really nice. And it was brought to my attention that we have been drinking from plastic bottles. And I promised that I was going to get a Yeti, and I was running and they didn't get me a Yeti. So I will not drink this water. Because of the environment. And sometimes you're not conscious of things and you don't really think about it. And I was told that the only person that brings a Yeti and doesn't drink from the water bottle is Committeeman Carl Patali. So I looked at his Yeti tonight. I said, I didn't bring my Yeti, but next meeting I'm going to have my Yeti, and I will not drink this water out of this bottle tonight. I'm not saying I'm not going to drink it. I'm just not going to drink it online. All right. So I really, it was just a wonderful event, the way they had everything. And, they do a great job every year. Every single year they do a great job. I did go over to, I didn't know that the Hess schools was having an event too. But by the time I got there, it was about over. It was over. But I did show up. They didn't even know I was there. I just rode around in the parking lot and just turned around and went out. But it's a lot of things that are happening in the township, and it's a very, very good thing. And that ends my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Patali.
I will say that I believe last meeting I did drink this because I forgot my Yeti. And I will give full credit to the Hamilton Sustainability team, Suzanne and the others, Denise, that would bring that up to me all the time. You know, you guys should have reusable containers up here. So I try my best. And got to give you guys credit because you guys are the ones that kind of nudged me in the right direction. So thank you for that. And that I was at the Green Team event, Hamilton Sustainability Team event, I'm sorry, on Saturday. Great weather. Everything was very well done, organized. I wasn't able to stay very long because then just like Dr. Witherspoon, I shot over to the Hess School and got there a little bit late, but was able to hang out with Nick Santana and Barnyard Friends and hang out with them for a little bit. Both events were successful, so that's great. And also, I was at the ribbon cutting with the mayor for Thistle and Ivy. And it's a pretty interesting store. If you get a chance, it's over at the festival. If you get a chance, go over there, check it out. It's got a lot of old school T-shirts, stuff like that, and a lot of knickknacks. It's kind of like a Goodwill, but a little bit more uppity, I guess I would say. But go check it out. It was pretty neat. Summertime's coming. One thing I always think about at summertime is just be careful out on the water, and I bring it up every year. I think you're not supposed to swim over there at the Weymouth Furnace. It seems like nearly every year, unfortunately, someone loses their life there. It's way too often. So just please don't do that. Don't swim when you're not supposed to swim. And let's have a nice, safe summer. And that's really all for me. Reagan, I'll see you later. Maddie, I miss you and I love you, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Committeeman Cheek.
I'm going to take the idea off the professionals. I've been out of town a lot, and I have nothing to report. And I will say that's why I missed the Sustainable Team event. But nothing to report.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Nelson.
Thanks. I was able to go to the resource fair at Hess. I did not make it to the sustainable one, so I spent most of my time with the Hess one. Also, I wanted to carry on the word that community swimming will be opening up at the Hess pool Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. starting today. So if you're interested in swimming, it's open from 7 to 9 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. As Deputy Mayor mentioned, we were at Thistle and Ivy for the grand opening, and I got to say, I did the ribbon cutting myself. It was the largest pair of scissors I ever saw in my life. Fortunately, nobody got hurt because I'm getting pretty good at it. But yes, and this is just another example of a small business. This one is more charity angled, but nonetheless, a small business that a family deals with or needs to survive. And we should absolutely support our small businesses as much as we can. We had an example of it here today with Mike Colazzo and his gym. But there are many, many. I've noticed lately that not only do we have development coming here, but we have a lot of small businesses opening up in town, in the festival, which is a good sign. This is progress, and things are coming. So once they come here, we have to support them. So I'd appreciate your help with that. We're going to do the best we can from my house. I was fortunate enough to go to the Green Day. I want to thank Luann McCardle and all the ladies from the sustainability team. You guys do a great job. It takes a lot of work to put that on, and I witness it every year. This year we got some sunshine. It was actually a pretty nice day, and it was well attended, and everybody had a good time. So we know what it takes to put that on, and every year you guys do a great job. So thank you so much, and we look forward to next year. And I'm going to go out and get a Yeti because Carl's going to start to guilt me. But that's all I have. I will open this up to public, if anyone in the public would like to speak.
Motion to close public.
Second.
A motion is second to close public portion. Comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. We will adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you, everyone.